Jim, W6LG for Ham Radio Basics. Welcome to my radio room here on Wolf Mountain. It is kind of late and temperature is about 50 degrees. We're supposed to get some rain. I'd like to share with you an email I just received. I'm going to try to avoid showing the source of the email. It is another ham radio operator, but it's very timely and has to do with a campfire, which was north of us and destroyed something short of 20,000 structures, most of them homes. And I did a little research on the gentleman who wrote the email, and just be aware it can happen to anybody. So let me just read what he wrote. It's just a couple of sentences. Just came across your video last night, and it is very important, but many do not consider it as important. At best, it is somewhere down the list of things to do. However, wherever they live, a life event can happen, like a wildfire, flood, or earthquake. It was also very timely, as now, a year later, on November the 8th, 2018, we just escaped the tremendous wildfire in Paradise, California. We moved from the Bay Area to what was to be our retirement location, purchased the house and closing title on June 28th, and burned out on November 8th. As you indicated, it is very important to always be prepared. We had all of our important papers and boxes ready if needed, and that morning it was needed. If my wife, who is an early riser, did not get up and take notice of the situation, we may not have been so lucky to survive. The guy that wrote that has kind of an unusual name, and so I Googled it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of data on everybody, everywhere. His age, it gave me his birth date. He's 76 years old. Showed me where he had moved from. Let's see if I can bring up a picture. There's the house that they bought in Paradise, and you can see why it was something that was very attractive. Probably 1970-ish house. Beautiful street. If you look up and down the street, lots of trees. Great neighborhood. Looking at the houses, probably 1970 or so. I worked many years as a real estate appraiser, so kind of familiar with houses in California. So that's all gone. There's nothing left. Let's see what else I brought up. There's some pictures inside the house which were from the listing when it was for sale, and as you can see very quickly, it's just a pretty typical house for the period, and all of that is gone. There's a couple of things about his email, and there's an aerial photo, and there's the house. Heavily treed. All this is burned out. This whole area is gone up to town. In our situation, when we did evacuate, it was the same kind of thing. Corner, you could see houses burning off in the distance. Looked like structures on fire. Could smell the smoke, and it was clear the fire was big, and it was moving our way. So we had to get out. We have a one-way, a dead-end street. If the street's blocked at the main intersection, there's no way out of here. Today, if you planned a subdivision like this, it wouldn't occur. This was divided in the 1930s as part of a WPA project, and that's a long story. His message is, it can happen to anybody, and always be prepared. Have the stuff that you really need. He mentions papers. He's 76. If he's like me, likely there's medication. Sometimes it can take weeks to get medication, so you want to make sure that some of that is ready to go. Information on prescriptions, doctors' names, everything you can think of in case you have to get out. Got another email from the ham that was in paradise, and it sort of ties the ribbon on this particular episode. So let's see what he has to say. Jim, thanks for the kind words, but we just had to put everything into perspective. We are alive, and the property can be replaced. Luckily, since we had just moved to paradise, a number of things, including many of our larger pictures, were still in storage in Millbrae. We were fully insured, especially since paradise was considered a high-risk fire area. Our insurance has so far provided no reason to complain. We did have a go box with plenty of power and all of the critical papers ready to go, as well as our dog and cat. We lost all of our radio gear except a straggler Yaesu FTDX 1200 that was in storage. But this gives us good reason to purchase something new. My wife actually videotaped our escape, a slow crawl on a jam-packed Pence Road from Norwood to Billy, with fire on both sides and ambers swirling around us. She recalled watching what people had endured escaping both Santa Rosa and the Reading fire. She remembered and knew what to expect. As a result, stayed mostly calm during the ordeal. Just imagine how scary that was. I had also participated both locally and in concert with the Red Cross during the '89 earthquake and the '91 Oakland Hills fire storm that saw the destruction of lots of properties. Thanks for the kind thoughts and words, 73. So they're doing okay. In any case, it was nice of him to write and to remind us to be prepared, that you never know what's going to happen. He mentions the fire in Santa Rosa, and in those cases, I'm sure there were people in those subdivisions who never dreamed that the fire could get into the middle of it and burn its way up. So if you have some suggestions or some questions, please post them below. If you have an answer to somebody's question, please go ahead with that. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Anyway, thanks for watching. This was kind of unexpected and out of sequence, but it was important to relay what the guy from Paradise was saying. It's important to all of us, whether we're in California or Texas, any place that can have a disaster, and that's everywhere. We need to be prepared. 73 from Jim, W6LG. Thanks for watching. See you the next time.